What's going on, Clippers fans? Jonathan Timm here, back for another interview. Again, I am the play-by-play broadcaster for this upcoming season of baseball. I talked to head coach Logan Fleener last time, but today I'm privileged to be joined by Brian Wright. He was a former stand-up player at Grand Valley State, Michigan High School Baseball Coach Hall of Famer, and current assistant coach of the Muskegon Clippers baseball team. So, Brian, before we jump into things, how are you on this cold, snowy February day?
Pretty good, Jonathan. It's been crazy here. Like I say, we didn't have school today, and school's canceled tomorrow already. So we get that stuff off Lake Michigan. It's you never know.
Same here on the other side of Lake Michigan and Green Bay. We've gotten plenty of snow. Again, looking forward to another great summer of baseball, but for now, we got that winter weather to deal with. So,
Exactly.
exactly. But let's start things off by talking about your coaching career and how it all began. So, upon graduating from Grand Valley State, where did you go from there? Was coaching something that happened right away, or something that maybe took a few years to realize that you want to have a big chunk of your life taken care of?
You know, it actually started right away, Jonathan. Right after I graduated from Grand Valley, the principal up here, I actually was at Ravenna one year doing substitute teaching and coaching three sports. And then the high school principal at Shelby asked if I'd be interested to come up to Shelby and coach three sports. And I said, certainly. At that time, teaching jobs, there weren't any around. So I came up here to Shelby, and I was a substitute teacher for 3 years. And I coached middle school football. I coached JV boys basketball, varsity baseball, pretty much everything. So this will be my 42nd year coaching high school baseball at Shelby, all at Shelby, which I'm pretty proud of.
Quite the resume of coaching, not just from a baseball standpoint, but I mean football and basketball as well. Really showing your diversity of skill within that coaching experience. Now, before we talk about your duties within the Clippers, let's talk about uh, what you just said there. Over 40 years as head coach at Shelby High School in Michigan. That's more than twice my lifespan, and I'm sure a lot of baseball wisdom has been obtained during that time frame. But what are some of the takeaways or some of the things you've learned from coaching for over 4 decades?
Well, it's really funny. It's kind of gone full circle. When I first took the job here, we didn't have any dugouts. We didn't have an outfield fence. But it's still the game. Three bases and a home plate and a pitcher's rubber in there. And we just didn't have a JV team at the time, so we built it from ground up. And it's just a game that's there's no other game like it. There's no clock in it. You keep score, but the time's not going to run out or whatever. So it's just a unique game that's just truly been in my blood all my life.
That's good to hear. I mean, I don't know if you agree with this or not, but we talk about no time limit with the MLB adding a base runner to extra innings. Something I guess me personally, I'm not a fan of, but hey, I'm not the one making the rules. And I mean, yeah, I guess that's one thing that's great about the game of baseball. There's no time or time limits. It's just all about seeing the game unfold as it should.
Right, exactly. And I listen to all those MLB reports as well. And they're worried about time of play and this and that. I think a lot of it's because of TV, but it's a game that shouldn't have, where some games might go 2 hours and 20 minutes and another game could go 3 hours and 20 minutes. And that's the beauty of the game. So
Baseball, one beautiful sport, America's pastime, and a tradition in Muskegon nonetheless. And we'll talk now about your role within the Clippers specifically. Assistant and bench coach is that title, but on a game-to-game basis, tell us what your main duties are.
Well, one of the main duties is the defensive part of it, help out the alignment, whether it be infield, outfield, throwing stuff off back and forth with Logan, our head coach, and speaking of Logan and Dion, we got two young guys that are in Muskegon, and they're just quality guys that they know the game of baseball, and I know Chat State's really fortunate to have them. But I coach first base. We all throw BP beforehand and stuff like that. But the thing that's so unique about this staff is it's three heads as one. We work so well together, and it makes it so much more enjoyable, and we just love it. It seems like those 9 innings go by so quick, so.
I can imagine as an assistant under that three-headed man, like you said, it definitely is crucial to have a second or third pair of eyes within that Clippers dugout. So we're going to talk more about your experience with the Clippers. 8 seasons now you've had with the franchise. So that's obviously a notable amount of time, but pertaining to this season in particular, going off of last year, you guys were 17 and 21 for fifth place in the Northern Division. So, I mean, not the best on paper, but in those standings, the Clippers were just 4 games back from getting a playoff bid. So, one thing's for sure that this Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League is incredibly competitive year in and year out. I've said this with everyone I've interviewed with within the organization, and that is the fact that there's a lot of hype for this summer and hopes for a successful season. So you're one of the guys in charge of running the show on the field. So what are some of the goals or expectations that you have for the team this season?
Well, it's funny, in all the years that we've been a Clipper organization, it seems like we just don't get out of the gate real fast. It seems like our last 3-4 weeks are, we're fighting to get in the playoffs. We're playing some of our best baseball, and when I've been talking with Logan and Dion, we talk about every other night at least about the Clippers on the phone, and that's just our number one goal, is to try to get the guys out of the gate early, and we've got a group of guys this year that a lot of them are playing a lot of time with their college teams. Some years we've had a lot of guys that are being redshirted, and we have some of those, but we've got a large majority of the players that are playing a lot right now with their colleges. So we're really hoping that when that first game goes, that we're playing well. We're right out of the gate going.
I've seen the hashtag Clippers are hot. So, I mean, you want to send the message to get going right away at the start of the season. Maybe that will happen in this year. There's certainly a lot of hype and anticipation in regard to it. But I got one final question for you, Coach. Now, this one's kind of a fun, unique one. Obviously, you've had a very long but very successful career. So not only have you seen a lot, but I'm sure you've experienced a lot as well. So walk me through one of the most crazy phenomenons you've seen and experienced on a baseball field within a game. Now, it could be like a highlight reel play, a 1 in a million chances moments, or even a bench clearing brawl, if that's something you've gotten to experience. But yes, an instance on the baseball field that you will never forget, but one that may likely never happen again.
Well, that gets my mind rolling in so many different avenues, and I kind of go back to my Grand Valley days, and when you brought up the bench clearing brawl, which is something you never ever want to be a part of it, but my senior year there was a part of that. We were playing Oakland University, and it was at Grand Valley, and there was a situation at second base where they ran our middle infielder completely over, and needless to say, both benches erupted, and I wasn't out in the middle of the melee, though. I found someone that pretty much was like me, and we kind of held each other, and it didn't last too long. But it's something you don't like to see in baseball, but it sometimes does happen. It does happen. So.
Mm-hmm. An unfortunate part of the game, but figure with how long you've been a part of the game, I guess it was essentially bound to happen.
Right.
But with that being said, hey, Coach Wright, thank you again for joining me today. I'm excited to be a part of the Clippers organization this year. I'm excited to see what this team has in store. I'm excited to get to work with you all come this summer.
Jonathan, we're really excited having you on board. It's just going to be a fun summer. You're going to be your spot right behind home plate in that front row, and bus rides. And like I say, we're looking forward that you're a part of the organization, and it's going to be a fun time.
Thank you again, Coach Wright. Very kind words from a very well-recognized man in Muskegon, Michigan. So thank you all for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you all coming out to historic Marsh Field this upcoming season. And again, Coach Wright, good luck with this upcoming season.
Thanks, Jonathan.